Shout out to the video game festival community. I got this comment from an audience member, and it's actually a good comment. I really like these comments that kind of have forced me to think about things differently and make me look differently at console. Now, if many of you don't know, during the Gotham Knights days, I could not stand anything console related. Like, it just was not a thing. Like, once we realized that the consoles were limited from a machine perspective in terms of what they could do compared to how they were marketed, I was done. Like, you know what I mean? Because I went and bought both consoles, even when I was already fully gaming on PC. And an audience member of mine said to me, they say, you say all about gaming and you're a PC gamer, but you spend all day every day for over a year talking about Xbox. It's insane. The only time you talk about PC is when comparing how you can build a PC better than a PS5 Pro. Now, he's not lying. Like, when I talk about PC, I talk about PC from the hardware value proposition, but you can't blame me. The audience and the community of gamers that actually watch my videos for the most part are people who play on console as their major platform. And for the most part, some of them have been curious in one way or the other about PC as a value proposition. So when we talk about the PC side of things, we come at it from the hardware. The other part of PC, which would be the platforms, the software, the games, they're kind of boring because they're already kind of, in a sense, good for the consumer. Does that make sense? There's no drama. There's no whatever. But consoles, on the other hand, all these years, they've basically, delved into this exclusivity thing, and now they're shedding it. So it's interesting to actually see and talk about. I mean, let's go ahead and look at, say, the last few years, right? Like, look at 2020, 2021, when gaming saw a very interesting change because of the whole stay home and all that COVID stuff, right? Games were mostly still, in this whole premise and paradigm that they'd be exclusive and whatnot and all of this stuff. But fast forward just, a few, years, and a lot of these games are now appearing on PC. They're now appearing on other ecosystems. And the gaming industry is basically exhibiting a shift that we did not even know about. This, in my opinion, is exactly where gaming in terms of the console conversation comes into play. And at the forefront of all of this is Xbox. If I were to think about who's actually doing something in gaming right now, PlayStation isn't going to come to mind. It's not a slight at PlayStation. It's just more of the fact that Xbox is now so much invested in games. Everyone is either looking at, talking about, or at least anticipating what Xbox is going to do next. In fact, when Xbox was already telling everybody what they were going to do next, a lot of people ignored it. They were like, we don't believe that Xbox is going to take its games to PlayStation. Are they going to take it to PlayStation? Even to the point where they're asking Phil Spencer in an interview if they're going to be PlayStation logos on Xbox showcases and such. This is why you're going to see me talk about Xbox, because when I talk about the value proposition that is actually hitting PC right now, it's Game Pass. If Game Pass can start eating into the market share of Steam and other PC platforms, then you're going to see a very interesting, I don't know if I'll call it complementary, or an interesting complement to the PC ecosystem. Now, yes, PC, we get games for cheap. There's no doubt about that. Like, if you think about, compared to maybe, say, CD keys, we do an average run on how much games will cost on CD keys because of regional pricing compared to Steam, you're going to see a lot of titles, that are available to you on a platform like this. However, a platform like Game Pass is the best in terms of whatever fees you'd be paying and how much money you get to spend to be able to check out these games, test out these games, figure out if you want to play them, if you want to buy them, if you want to invest your time in them. And PC gamers are just like that. Like, that's how we're wired. I don't know what it is, but we'll sit there and watch 1,000 reviews to go buy one stick of RAM. It's a weird, it sounds crazy. And I know you may be playing on console and be like, why would anybody want to do that? But trust me, that's literally how the PC archetype and a PC frame of mind, gamer in many cases, is. So Game Pass is an interesting proposition for the PC gamer who wants to sit there and watch, hardware unboxed and freaking, what's their name? Gamers Nexus and Jay's 2 cents, just for them to then go on AliExpress and go buy $100 CPU. I kid you not, I did that. I literally did that last year. I sat there. It's not like I even needed the CPU. I just wanted an AM5 CPU. But behold, before I would give anybody that $100, I walked all over the internet and I was like, how does this CPU perform? Even though I have a CPU that performs just as good, if not even better. So even though we have Steam as a platform, we have good old games, many of us are still curious enough to be able to say, I wonder what Game Pass on Xbox is cooking. And we look at Game Pass on Xbox and we say, interesting that you can come in here, because again, we're leveraging and we're bridging a gap. If you notice what I just showed you, right? You come on here, you look at Game Pass and you say, oh, how much can I spend on Game Pass Ultimate here? Are y'all seeing this? I'm not going to say anything much, but y'all are seeing this, right? Okay, so for this, you mean I can also get access to a plethora of, these titles over here? It's curious. Not saying every PC gamer is going to jump in and do it, but it's curious enough. And when you look at the offerings and you say, okay, think about this, guys. Think about this. I'm going to be real with you here. I'm not going to sit here and like BS y'all, okay? Let's be real. Kingdom Come Deliverance Part 2 just came out on PC. It sold a lot of copies. Gamers behave differently. There are gamers who went ahead and bought it and are enjoying it, and then there are gamers who have it on their wish lists. In fact, you can see games that are on your friends' wish lists, at any given time, right? So I'm sure there are people who are waiting for the game to go on sale. I'm one of those people where if I'm not really certain about a game, the investment that I want to put into that game has to be the most minimal. Why? Because, again, it's not a game that I'm really used to. It's a game that I've seen over time. So what did I do? When the game went on sale, right, the first game, right before the second game came out, I went ahead and got it. I copped it for like maybe, I don't know, it was like $3 or something. The first game. I have it installed. I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm going to take my time. So as a brand new game, I want to be conscious about my investment that I put in. Game Pass gives me that particular, affordability option to be able to go in and say, okay, is this game worth spending $50, $40, $30 on? I'll play it. If I like it, I'll buy it. If I don't like it, it stays here on Game Pass. Or if I look and say, is it worth the money? Then I basically play the game and I'm done with it. That's how I approach it. It's not that I'm not buying games, just that I'm just cautious of who I'm going to give my money. The last time I gave somebody $60 or $100, it was Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, freaking premium digital edition. Where is it at? It's right here. Right? No. This they actually gave me this copy for free. Warner Bros. Gave me this copy, but I paid $100 for the Xbox version of that game. Ended up going for sale at $3, and the developers pretty much backed out of their own game. Now, call that my fault. Well, I'm a YouTuber, so business expenses, yada, yada, yada. However, there was another company that I gave money for a game that pretty much, did not do right by me. And it was Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This game, where is it at? Star Wars. This game performed very poorly on PC. Very, very poorly on PC. I bought the EA version of the game, and I still till this day don't like the performance. But with Game Pass, I was able to play the console version. Somebody was telling me and saying that I didn't because I bought this console version on Game Pass because my save files are there. So when it went on sale, they gave me a $9 deal. I said, you know what? I want to keep my saves. I'm not gonna play it on PC anytime soon, because I'm not going to start the game all over again. I can play New Game Plus. I can do all that on console. Even though the performance is not great, it still works better than the PC performance the last time I checked, and I'm not bothered to go back to check. So a proposition like this, and the reason you see me talking about Xbox is because my curiosity led me here. I'm looking at Steam. I like what Steam has to offer, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, what Xbox is offering, my goodness, it's insane. It's not going to give you all the games. I mean, some people are saying, well, I don't like the games on there. I understand. I don't like all the games on there either. I don't like majority of the games on there either. But when they're coming out day one and they're asking 60, 70 bucks, $80, $90, or whatever it is, no, I can just go with my subscription service. And if I actually vibe with the game, then I'm going to buy it. The game is on my radar. I'm going to buy it. One of the games on my radar is Starfield to buy, but I'm not yet convinced of the price just yet. It's on sale. But they're still asking for this amount of money. No, I already paid them for the digital premium piece. So my goal is to wait for this game to be heavily discounted, and I'm going to cop it, and maybe I'll buy it on Steam and convert my save files or whatever it is. But just to answer your question, why we always talk about Xbox is because Xbox is actually doing something in gaming that's changing the entire landscape. It's not just because, oh, I'm a PC gamer and I should be talking about PC. No, I'm a gamer. I game on PC, yes, but you'll see me on console. In fact, again, after yelling at PlayStation all this while, my clan leader for The Division hit me up and said, hey, man, new content on The Division. Bring your, black self over here. And so I'm going to go get my PlayStation Plus, and I'm going to, bite my lip when I do it. But again, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go jam out to some Tom Clancy's The Division with the clan. It's just how gaming is. I mean, we all know what I'm talking about. So, again, gaming first at the end of the day, but recognizing that there is one platform that's shifting ground in terms of all of this. Like, you feel me? I think for the most part, we've contended too much about whether or not Game Pass is viable and it's not realizing that at the end of the day, Game Pass is actually good for the gamer. Like, it really does provide you a benefit if you want. It's not going to be for everyone, but by and large, that's the reason you see me talking about Xbox. If I fired up a PlayStation video, what would I talk about? What? Days Gone Remastered? PlayStation for now is basically trying to figure out its life. And it's okay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just that it's okay. If I talk about Steam, what am I going to talk about? We got games. We're pro-consumer. Yeah, we've been doing this for like over multiple decades. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing new. It's just been great for many years. And so basically, there's almost nothing to talk about at this moment in time that's going to appeal to a majority of the players that watch the channel. Go buy a Steam Deck, maybe? But, bro, you already have a handheld. You already have a Rogue Ally. So what am I going to tell you? Right? And so it's very interesting at the end of the day. But I appreciate the question. I thought, this give me an opportunity to answer. So thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Talk to me in the comment section. Any thoughts? Any ideas? Peace out.